Sawyer and Katey, you have been in, I'm assuming, in dance for many years. When did you first start?
I started when I was 8 years old. I've been doing ballroom dance the whole time. I got into it my parents actually forced me into it. They told me it was going to help me be a little bit
Good
more...
to know. I'm going to go talk to my kids when I get home.
Yeah, they told me it'd make me a little bit more coordinated for soccer, and that's what I was really into. But I fell in love with it as time went on, so kind of stuck with it after that.
What about you, Katey?
I started when I was 3 with ballet and tap. My sisters had danced before me, so I kind of followed in their footsteps. And then in high school, a good friend dragged me to a ballroom audition. I didn't want to go, but I also fell for it. So I've since just gotten really into ballroom and eventually met Sawyer, and yeah.
So what's interesting to me in all of this is lots of people get involved in various activities, dance, soccer. My kids play tennis. They like tennis. Very few of them persist at it to a point of being truly excellent. And you just won the national championship in the cabaret, and not only as an individual but as a couple, which I'm not sure that there's very many people that can say they won a national championship as a couple. But what was it that made it that you wanted to be that good, that you stuck with it even when it wasn't easy, and pushed through when it was challenging, and just made it to a point where you were truly excellent at something? What motivated you to do that?
Well, for me, I think you truly have to love it. I grew up going to my brother's dance competitions, and I danced for so long myself that I fell in love with the sport and watching these dancers and how they move on the floor, and having that desire to do that myself. It pushes you to keep pushing and work through all the challenges. I think honestly, being married to my dance partner is probably the easiest part, because then she drags me to practice when I don't want to, and I drag her to practice when she doesn't want to, and we were able to work towards a common goal together. And I think that's something that did a lot for us when we were trying to fight for that title. So
I love that. I love when you're working towards a common goal as a team, and how you can help each other through tough times. Sometimes one is more motivated at a particular moment. Sometimes the other remembers when your trip starts and that sort of thing. You guys are leaving to Europe and Africa next week.
So we're going to be in South Africa, Mozambique, Zimbabwe, and Botswana. So we're really excited next week to go off.
Be crazy. Be another adventure.
What perspectives do you have on just that desire to strive for excellence in what you do?
I would say similar to Sawyer, just seeing other people who have done it before me is so inspiring, and I think also I just love the growth that dance allows, or just the community. There's a lot of opportunities to see yourself grow, and I think it's so rewarding to see yourself go somewhere and you can feel it in your body, you can feel yourself improving at something, and it just makes you want to keep going, and especially when you know you can. And yes, having a partner that can keep you accountable and that you love to do it with just makes it that much more fun.
Yeah, that's wonderful. I think touching on just an individual love and seeing yourself get better at something, working at it as a team, and then in the case of BYU, an entire culture around dance that we saw in that performance the other night. It's like I wanted to get up and learn how to dance. I mean, it's almost intoxicating to have that be something that you're involved with. And in our medical community, we've tried to replicate that as well, where there's a culture here of excellence and of working together and of helping each other be better. And I thought, when I watched that, well, that's a pretty good example of where we want to be as we get further along in all of this. Dance is about movement, and we talk to patients about this concept of mindful movement. As you think about that phrase and what you've done and learned in dance, what does that mean to you?
I would say mindful movement with ballroom. It's dance in general requires a lot of energy and effort. When it comes to just being able to move, I think dance actually is an enabler in a lot of ways. I know me personally, I'm not huge on stretching. I don't like to stretch. It's not something I like to do every day. Katey, on the other hand, is the opposite. But I would say dance in itself, and for me, has been something that has helped me become more flexible. It's been something that helps me take a larger approach to range of motion with everything. Overall flexibility and movement ability, those things have increased for me just through dance, outside of the normal, range of someone needing to just be able to walk down the road or lift something in their house. Dance does a lot more for your body than just, I guess, not being able to dance. So,
what do you think?
There's so many things that come to mind, but I think for me, dance is just a very mindful thing. I'm thinking about so many things when I'm dancing. There's no room for anything else, which I think is part of what makes dance such an escape for people, is when they go to dance, I'm not thinking about the bills at home. I'm thinking about where's my elbow and my head, and how do I feel holding hands with my partner or connecting to the floor. The way that it feels, I feel like really connects my mind to my body, the way I'm thinking about how to move in a certain way, to make myself look a certain way, or to make my movement feel another way. In conditioning my dance class at BYU, we've been thinking a lot about this lately, just even in functional movements, how we can be mindful of how it feels in our body. And oftentimes that changes, you're doing it with better form all of a sudden, or you feel more powerful doing it because you're just aware of the muscles you're using. So I think dance does that a lot. You're never really just moving, you're not just walking, you're thinking about lots of things to do it.
I love that, because you're talking about how mindfulness is effortful. The dance is it takes a lot of effort, and you're in the moment and not distracted, not thinking about anything else but the movement. And then in that context, it's enabling, because it allows you to be able or enabled to move differently and move better, and to experience an ability to do things that you maybe couldn't do before. So I'm really glad that you added that to our sort of ongoing conversation on mindful movement, which I think we're getting a better and better understanding of. So, well, thanks for taking the time to come and talk, and for your example of excellence, and for just wonderful performance the other night, and good luck with the upcoming tour.
Thank you.
Thank you.